your company as well. All right, welcome everyone to the new member forum webinar. I'm Amanda Cook, the Director of Membership and Marketing for CLDA, and welcome. We're excited to have you on today and talk to you a little bit more about CLDA. Just a couple of reminders, whatever you hear on CLDA events and products is to help you make informed business decisions, but any reference should be followed up on and does not necessarily constitute an endorsement or recommendation or favoring by CLDA, but it is all intended to let you make the best decision for yourself, but we encourage you to do your research. This session is audio and video recording, and by participation, you confirm consent. This is an open dialogue, so please feel free to speak up, ask questions at any time. Everybody can unmute themselves whenever they feel like it. You can also use the chat function on your meeting panel, and we'll monitor those throughout. So if you ever want to return to something or ask a question that might have already been discussed or hasn't been touched on, please feel free to jump in at any time. And I'll try to keep an eye on that chat. And obviously, if you'd like to raise your hand, you can do that as well. I would also like to thank our 2025 annual sponsors. These companies have given significant support to CLDA and the industry, and so we would really like to show our appreciation and show our support for these companies. They get a little bit of extra acknowledgement and extra awareness, and so if that's something that you're looking for your company, you are welcome to be an annual sponsor, and you can reach out to us at any time about learning more for that. So with that, I am going to welcome Joel Pinsky, Rosalind Ellerby, and perhaps Chris Kane if he's joined us. But in the meantime, I will turn it over to Joel, who has a few things to say, and then the rest of the committee will speak as well.
Thank you, Amanda. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are, to everyone. I'm Joel Pinsky, the president of the CLDA and the CEO of Global Messenger and Logistics, headquartered in Baltimore, Maryland. On behalf of the Customized Logistics and Delivery Association, it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you today to our webinar, and more importantly, to the CLDA community. Now, whether you're just beginning your journey with us, or whether you're returning with fresh goals, we're thrilled to have you here. And as president of the association, I want to personally thank you for joining us. You're now part of a vibrant, diverse, and passionate network of individuals who are here for a common purpose. And as new members, you've taken the first step in growing your business and growing yourself professionally. And this webinar will mark the beginning of what I hope will be a long and rewarding engagement. We've got a lot of things that are going to be happening this year ahead of us, from educational programming, networking opportunities, resources that you can use to help grow yourself professionally, personally. But my recommendation is to get involved with the organization. Ask questions, utilize all the CLDA has to offer. And I thank you again for being here today. We're so glad to welcome you to our association and the CLDA family. And with that, let's get started.
All right. So let's talk about FMF. How many of you were in attendance? You can either unmute yourself or drop it in the chat box. We'd just love to know if you had the opportunity to join us in San Diego this year. I know Tracy said that he was there already, and so that's great. Did anybody else join us?
I was there.
Awesome. Well, Rosalind, do you want to give a brief overview of the event and let people know what they may have missed?
Yes, so you missed a lot of networking. That's one thing. But most importantly, we were there for education reasons. There was a lot of panels there, just from any and everything that you could think of, whether it's for your business or for your employees. We had a keynote speaker. He was excellent too. And he gave us some inspiration out there as well. But we had a lot of networking there. We had our new member reception. So I got to meet quite a few of the new members. And let's see what else. Oh, you know what? The number one thing people said they loved was the roundtables. So if you haven't attended a roundtable, I highly recommend that if you see the roundtables again, which you will, please join them. They're very educational. You get to learn from your peers and just kind of collaborate in a smaller group. And it's just what it is. It's a round table and we're all sitting there. But most importantly, we just all meet once a year for the FMF, which stands for the Final Mile Forum. We've had so many people that have been coming for years and years and years. And if I'm not mistaken, this year is going to be 38 years. Am I right? That we've been kicking. I believe so. We were 37 last year. So, but yeah, so if you didn't join FMF, this is the place to go. Go network, go meet your future business opportunities there. I will say it took me maybe like by the time I got to my second FMF, I had great contracts and it's just been paying for itself over and over again. But it's a good place for you to go and grow your business, grow your education, grow your knowledge. And most importantly, you'll find friends along the way because I have a lot of great friends that I've met throughout the years at FMF. And I always look forward to wherever we're going to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions about FMF?
One of the questions is, will FMF ever be on the East Coast, like in DC? Well,
Great
you are in
question.
luck.
Yes, great
Um,
question. Oh,
I have a
yes.
question.
well, to
Go
answer the
ahead. Who
question
is that?
about the East Coast,
Um,
we go everywhere in the United States. So we were out west last time. We're going to be in Austin this year, and who knows where we're going to be in the following year. But yeah, definitely. I don't think we're going to go back to the West Coast for a little while. But yes, we also have connects too. We just had one of our local connects in. Matter of fact, in Washington, D.C., and that was on the East Coast. It was March 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. What other questions do y'all have?
Because how can I be a part of the FMF in Seattle or LA? That's coming from Carl.
Say it again.
Carl wanted to know how he could be part of the FMF in Seattle or LA.
Well, the FMF, well, I don't see that in the future right now. We don't have it planned just yet, but we welcome you to come to Austin this year and visit us there.
And we did just have the FMF in San Diego, as well as we did a Connect event and a collaborative event out in California this past summer. So we do get around to all the different areas of the country as much as possible for different events.
Yeah, and the connects are very affordable. So even if you wanted to fly in, it's, I think last time it was just $25 to get in.
what time of year? Like, is it in June, July?
Yeah, well, it's
For
normally
Austin?
around the beginning of the year, around February. So this year it was February, I believe, 19 through
Yeah,
24.
they have next year's date and location up on the screen right now.
Oh,
February
that's the one.
19th.
That's for the Austin. Okay, I understand. Sorry. Gotcha.
Yeah, the next upcoming Connect is June 25th in Austin. And then we are going to be planning a fall one as well, which the location hasn't been determined yet, but we will be there. There will be another Connect in the fall that you can take advantage of.
Yeah.
We
And
would
the Connects
love
are,
to hear. Oh, sorry, go ahead,
I was going to
Joel.
say, the Connects are an in-person opportunity where you get a chance to network, talk to people with all different levels of experience in the industry, whether it be shippers, carriers, vendors. There's all different people there. It's a good mix. And there's a lot of knowledge and experiences that are exchanged, a lot of friendships that are made, definitely great networking opportunities. So if you can get to one of the Connects in a nearby area for you, please take that opportunity and utilize it.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, what Joel said, with the connects, not all the times they're members too, so you have the opportunity to meet some new people. So it's open for everybody.
And I know I met Christine at the Connect in DC. It was the first time we've ever had a chance to meet. So
Is Christine
I
on
see
this
she's on
call?
the call. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Welcome, Christine.
For
Thank
those
you.
of you For those of you who went to Connect, or I'm sorry, I'm getting my events confused now. For those of you who did join us at FMF in San Diego, we'd love to hear more from you about your experience, what you enjoyed, what would have made it better for you. And so feel free to unmute yourself and have an open dialogue here or drop that information in the chat and we can talk about it.
Good morning. I had a great time at the Final Mile Forum in San Diego. This was my first time, and I believe Amal Saleh, who was on my team as well, was her first time. I loved the roundtables. That was so enlightening. I feel like I got so much out of them, and I love the open dialogue between everyone there. I'm not sure too much what would have made it better. Maybe some more time to check out the vendors. Sometimes I think they had like roundtables at the same time as the vendors, and I definitely wanted to go to the roundtables, but I wanted to check them out as well. So I guess maybe that. But I'm definitely looking forward to the next one in Austin. It was such a good experience, and hopefully more of our team can join us as well.
I remember you, Ruby.
Yes, me too. Hi, Rosalind.
Hey. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Ruby. Bernard, you had your hand up?
Yes, my name is Bernard, and it's good seeing y'all at the San Diego conference. I enjoyed myself. I connected with a bunch of people. I was actually at the round table with Rosalind, and I connected with a lot of people, with Brian, and it was a bunch of people that I connected with. It was a great experience. I can't really say what could have been better besides the parking lot at the hotel. But other than that, everything was good. I enjoyed the experience.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So I have a quick question, just for the ones that went to the FMF. Did you get any business, or any connects? Are you in talks with, any potential new business?
So I would say I just actually left a meeting this morning from a connection that I made there in San Diego, and I've had 2 other meetings. Nothing has materialized as of yet. However, I mean, just an opportunity to get those conversations and move the marker has been good. So we'll see how things shake out from it. But it was a good event. I will have one suggestion.
Yeah.
I can remember sitting there for the air security roundtable or meeting, and I thought it was a great talk. However, it was really hard to hear being in that marketplace room. And I'm saying that's small, but and I know you have to make the best space of the best use of the space you have. I thought that was a really interesting talk, but it was really hard to hear with all the other things going on around it and lunch happening. So anyway, that's just one, I think it's minor, but I think it is worth noting because that was a really good talk, I thought, but it was a struggle, I think, for those people there to really hear it as concisely as they would like. So just
Okay. Well, we
just that.
definitely appreciate your feedback, Tracy.
No
And
problem.
then just to circle back around, you said that you were in talks with people. I do want to add that it took my first FMF, then I got to my second one, and my second one ended up landing me like a contract that got up to not 100, but $1 million a year. But it was because I built a relationship in between. I had met them there. Then next, I ran into them at the ECA marketplace. And then by the time FMF came back around again, they were like, that's Rosalind from Atlanta. And that's how I ended up getting business. So just keep on going and, just keep following up with the people. Make sure that you follow them on LinkedIn, you like their posts and all that good stuff.
It's interesting that you would say that, Rosalind, because I met with a company at CLDA that I had met the previous April at ECA. And so in ECA was just a conversation. We realized we knew some mutual people. And then when they saw me at CLDA, hey, that's when the talks accelerated. We're still in talks. Nothing has been finalized yet, but I do believe there is a lot to be said for the consistency, right? I mean, these events are investments. They're investments in your business. When you put in the joining the organization, paying for the marketplace and travel, it's an investment. And as a business owner, you want to see those investments come back and return with returns. But I will say to the group, if this was your first event, I do believe it's worth the investment, because with the consistency of people seeing you and talking with you, you begin to build a deeper rapport. So that's it. I'm done talking now. I'm done.
Look, I'm gonna just add a little bit to what you said. So people buy from people. So just know that it takes relationship building. That's all I want to add.
And I would comment on Tracy's comment as well about the investment. Sometimes it could take a little bit of time, but if you continue at it, you will get that return on investment. I remember when I went the first time, I didn't know anybody there, and I didn't know what I was doing. And over the years, it's paid for itself many, many, many times over. But it takes time, and it is an investment. Sometimes, Tracy, you'll get it that first time that you go, a month later or that day. And sometimes it takes a little while to nurture. Like you said, that repetition is so important. As people get to know your name and your face, they get more comfortable in doing business with you. So keep at it, and good job.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's move on, and we can always return to this later if other people have questions. But let's talk a little bit more about why you joined CLDA. And I know Christine is on the crowd. Christine Sauer is on the call, and I know she's also a recent new member who's joined. So, Christine, do you want to kick us off and let us know? Maybe start the conversation with why you might have joined.
Joined because, well, you guys had sent me an invitation to speak on one of the panels, and we thought that it was a very interesting opportunity for us. And when I got there, I decided, well, I mean, after having been through the forum and everything, I thought that it was a really good opportunity. And it kind of goes back to a little bit to the last conversation. Like, I was able to connect with people that I work with on a daily basis. We don't see each other face to face, but we were able to do that at the Final Mile Forum. And then for me, that was they're able to talk to other people that I'm interested in talking to and tell them how great we are. So that was a really good plus for us. And we like the organization and the structure, and we wanted to be a bigger part of it.
Awesome. Well, I would also invite everyone else to jump in and let us know, why did you join CLDA as well? Feel free to unmute yourself or drop it in the chat.
This is Carl from Store Expedite Services. I joined like almost, I think, a year ago, and I was fresh in the business. But I joined to learn, to be better organized and to connect with other vendors, and to make sure I'm doing everything by the books, and to grow my company like tenfold down the line. But I literally joined mostly for the education and the connection.
Thanks, Carl. Bernard, you have your hand up?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know why I joined. I joined because basically I wanted to grow my business. I've been in business for like 3 years as a trucking company, but I also grew into the Final Mile last mile delivery with my trailer van, and I want to have more education on keeping my one of the things I do is like keep my connections with vendors and keep my connections with the leaders that's in my industry, and I just wanted to like connect and actually, like I say, a lot to it, but one of the biggest reasons why I did actually join is because I spoke to Joe actually said that your investment, you will get a return back on your investment. And so I just said, well, let me go ahead and take a chance on this in this association for my business, because I always take a chance on myself. But
Thanks,
We didn't
Bernard.
hear the last part, Bernard.
You can go next if you guys like.
Yeah, go
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead, Robert.
So nice to meet everybody. I would say that it was Joel's charisma that pulled me in and made me pay the fee. But in general, having come from On Fleet in a previous life and then GigSafe, very familiar with the CLDA, and I almost feel like I don't know if it's wrong to say, but like it's like you got the ECA and the CLDA are kind of entrenched together in a way. So I feel like they can kind of combine forces. You see a lot of the same people at both events. But really, I'm working with Stitch right now, and we came to explore different business models, really learn from CLDA members, and just make some great relationships. I love the relationship game in business. I think that's like the most fun part of it, is really helping each other try to create benefits and create, more wealth and revenue together. And I really enjoy that aspect. So I would say just really to gain relationships and friends in the process.
Awesome. Well, I have a quick question for you, Robert. So since you've been a part of CLDA, have you brought in like any new business just from maybe the relationships that you built?
So the CLDA membership, I only started this year through the ECA membership, definitely brought in business, but Stitch is exploring a different business model right now. So it's taking a little bit more, I would say, like discovery with CLDA members. And that's what we need to explore a little bit more, is just having more conversations and understanding people's business models as we build out our newest offering.
Okay.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point, Robert, about ECA, that we definitely have a lot of synergies and collaborations with ECA. I think the main core or primary difference we like to talk about, and this is for other people who haven't maybe been to ECA or haven't been involved with CLDA as long, is that you go to ECA to develop business and get business, but then you come to CLDA to keep that business. You're getting the education and the network and the customer service, the client service aspect of being a good business operator and being able to keep that business that you get at ECA. So there's definitely, like I said, some synergies, but that's how we kind of think of ourselves.
I like it.
Mhm.
Co-
I'll talk
Sorry,
about
go ahead,
why I
Roslyn.
joined. Oh, yeah, I joined for the knowledge and the networking when I originally joined, but now it's everything. So, but originally when I first joined, I would just say, I'm, trying to grow my business, so let me join a logistics association. And just over time, I just seen like, okay, definitely get the education. When the magazines came out, I was reading them. I was just growing my knowledge, and I was able to eventually, grow my company and all that good stuff. But that's why I joined CLDA. Yes, Joel?
And I'd say one thing I mentioned in the opening is that there's a lot of resources in the CLDA. I mean, you'll get business through the CLDA, but one of the big values I found when I first went to the CLDA is I didn't know a lot about the industry and I wanted to learn. And if you will reach out to people, they will explain things to you. They'll tell you what a vertical is. They'll tell you what's the best way to open a warehouse if you want to open a warehouse, or how to read a contract, or there's so many different items. There's some things in our, online right now that you can get through our website, but the people will be willing to have conversations with you. You just have to reach out. If you went to the CLDA, you still have your app that's got all the contact names in there, and you can still reach out to any of those people. And I can tell you, more than likely, they'll be willing to make a time and have a conversation with you to educate you on things that you just don't know. But you can't be afraid to ask. You got to go out there and ask the questions, and people will respond to you and be happy to help you. And that's one of the biggest things that I've gotten out of the association for years and years now is every time I have a question, I don't have to be the expert. There's people who've already done it before me. So be willing to ask the questions.
Anybody else want to share?
I will share. I had the exact same experience. It was my first time this year, and I'm fairly new into this industry. And every single person that I spoke to was so willing to share their knowledge and so willing to speak to me and answer my questions, even when I felt like maybe I wasn't making sense or maybe I wasn't wording it correctly. So it just felt like a sponge just absorbing all of this. And I feel like there's no real price that you can put on the knowledge and like the feedback that you get from people directly. So definitely worth it for me.
Awesome.
And I just want to say that I kind of collaborate with
Christine, I think your audio might be
uh-oh.
skipping out on us.
Let me turn off my headset, see if that'll work. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I joined because being in the room is important. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it um, to the one in California, but I said, well, since I get there to hear the talks.
Christine, you might want to drop your comments in the chat because we can't see you any longer and your audio is cut out as well. So you might want to drop that in the chat and we can come back to it.
I have a question. It's not about the past event in February, but it's about CLDA going online. Can somebody help me with that? Like, basically, what I'm trying to say is this: like, when I go online and try to watch the videos, then I look what vendors in my area, or whatever, how to connect. Is there a situation where you guys can like lead us like how to navigate the system better than what I'm doing now to connect with other guys in Seattle and Los Angeles?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Carl. So if you haven't been signed an ambassador already,
I haven't.
okay, we're gonna make sure that you get one, and then your ambassador will make sure that you have your website set up, not your website, excuse me, your portal set up, just fine, great, I guess your profile, not portal, and then show you how to find a delivery partner. But really, if you go to the homepage of the CLDA.org and click the button that says find a delivery partner, you could find one there, and then on the left-hand side, it has like a filter, and you can filter what you're looking for more, so like
Right.
hazmat or, stuff like that. But I'll
So,
make sure, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna make sure that you'll have an ambassador by the end of the week.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah. We do have a couple of short video tutorials, and I think that would probably be helpful for everyone on this call. So I'll be sure I include that in the follow-up email that I'll send to this group so that you have access to that as well. It just kind of outlines what you can find on the portal and how you can update your profile to make that stand out and that sort of thing. So make sure you look for that in the follow-up email that we'll send after this call.
Okay. And one more thing to add to that, what you said with the videos. So I do try to download the videos that says for free, but it would never materialize it'll always just be like configuring. So I can never watch the videos, the free ones.
Okay, well those should be always in your library. I believe it's under My Resources. So all of those videos should be available to you in your library once you've downloaded or once you've filled out the form to access them. So, but I'm also going to I will follow up with you afterwards too to find out if there's a specific issue with your account for any reason. Liv Fairchild is the former director of membership. And so she is not your ambassador. Rosalind will find out who your ambassador is supposed to be. It is a member of the membership committee that is assigned to you once you join. And so it's usually someone from the committee.
Megan, can you be Christine's ambassador? We'll go ahead and handle it on the call right now. Just to get it out the way. So
Yeah.
that we already connect with each other.
Absolutely.
All right. And Carl, Chris Sauer, can you be Carl's ambassador?
I
Who's
would
that?
take
I'm
anybody.
sorry, I'm trying to get an invoice out. I'm sorry, I
yeah.
have to get this out to this client.
Yeah.
Who's the ambassador?
You for Carl Stewart?
Absolutely. Hi, Carl.
Hi, how you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Man, hey, look, I'm blessed. I'm alive, so hey, no complaints.
Absolutely. I hear you. I hear you. It could always be worse.
Hey, what is your name again, ma'am, so I can write it down?
My name is Chris Saar.
Chris, okay. Are you out on the West Coast area?
We're a nationwide network, but I'm based in Maryland.
Oh, okay, totally fine.
And who are you with, Carl?
Stewart Expediting Services. Me and my brother, we started out 5 years ago, but we only been with CLDA this is our first year. We going like a year and I think 3 months or something like that. So, but we're a small little company, just ticking.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we could get that resolved on the call. Just a few pointers I wanted to point out. CLDA memberships are company memberships. So everybody in your company is eligible to have their own account online, access the resources, be eligible for member discounted pricing. So if you have someone in your company that would benefit from accessing some of those resources, tell them to reach out to us and we'll add them to your company's account. Just as Carl mentioned, we have free webinars and webinar recordings. So I believe the next webinar coming up, is May 14th, but I'll have to check the event list. But all of those are recorded and put into our webinar library, and then you can download them from the member portal. And again, those go into your My Resources section in the member portal, so you can go back and access them at any time. You don't have to re-download them. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Some of the Connect events that we've been talking about, it's actually free registration for members. It's about a $25 fee for non-members, but obviously we encourage those people to attend those networking events. And then the Find a Delivery Partner directory, we encourage you to complete the information in the directory so that you can be found, so that people can look at your profile. You can add your logo to give yourself a little brand awareness. And like I said, we'll share that after this, that you have access to the short tutorial videos that we put together to help you fill that out. Let's move on to our next topic. And I know Megan is a master networker, so I'm going to turn it over to her to talk a little bit about who to meet, or who she wanted to meet, who she has met, and then discuss with you guys as well.
Yes, yeah. I actually want to start with, who do you guys want to meet? Who can I help you make a connection with? Who can the membership committee help you make a connection with? What sort of verticals are you in? What sort of verticals are you interested in? What's going to make the most sense so that we can sort of kick off the networking really hard and hit the ground running.
Megan, can you tell them who you're with?
Yes. So I'm Megan. I am with GigSafe. We are a compliance technology for 1099 drivers. As far as our connections, really just make the most of our membership, we want to make connections with everybody. So I want to talk to everybody. We're not singling anybody out. So anybody, go ahead, feel free. Let us know who we can help you make a connection with.
Do you know anybody, like any shippers in the medical industry that's, maybe out in my area? I would love that connection.
Connect with some people in the Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee area.
Okay.
Well, I
Anybody
would
who's
like
got
to,
warehousing and a team in those areas.
Warehousing.
And Chris is with We Fix Freight.
Yes, sorry about that. With We Fix Freight.
Well,
We're here to be of service to kind of the carriers and also our partners who are also carriers and localized warehousing.
Megan, I would like, if you have any connection in Seattle for us, like aerospace, we do a lot of aerospace here. I got a few contracts with that. I would definitely love to get a medical to be diverse. If you can, anybody, you or Miss Chris or Miss Rosalind can lead me into that direction. I do all the talking myself. I just need an interest.
Okay, I like it. I like your style. Okay, I'm making notes so I can check the Rolodex.
Bernard.
Yes, hello. I would like to connect with Eric. I guess he's a new member for Space. He's not joined. I would like to connect with him. That way I can go to get on board with Space. The reason why I would like to do the Space because I know that y'all have drivers that y'all can onboard. I have drivers that I'm trying to onboard. I have a couple of drivers, maybe like 5 of them. And I'm just trying to be able to connect them with more gigs so that they can be able to work. And one of the companies I would like to do is Associate Carriers. And also I would like to be in the medical field. I'm currently doing medical work right now. This is minor, but I'm based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And that's who I would like to connect with.
Okay, perfect. I'll send you an email.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, me as well. Medical or warehousing here in the Bay Area, San Francisco area. And then if you know anyone in Dallas that does courier services over there.
Oh, got you there for sure.
Megan, do you have
Awesome.
my email?
Yes, I believe I have everybody's email.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure.
Absolutely. Great.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight, don't forget to go on to find a delivery partner and you can look up affiliates, you can look up shippers and just check it periodically because as we get new members, somebody new could pop up. So I check it all the time. I make it happen on Monday.
Ms. Rosalind, so I just want to be clear. So when I look at that part that you're talking about to find partners, I was up on an assumption that they are the same as us, looking for businesses and people from the outside look on that and try to contact us. So I didn't understand it. So that's what I'm saying. I just need some coaching.
Yeah, it's both. It's both. So it's
Okay.
you looking and they looking. It's all of our members.
Okay.
Yeah. So take
Roz,
advantage.
I can comment on that too. So, it goes both directions. As a person that's listed on there, we love when people call us to give us business. But
Yeah.
I know when I have business in other cities, the first thing I do is I look for a CLDA member because I know that they're going to share some of the same things that I share, and I'm hoping that they're going to do business the way I do business. So if I share work with somebody there that I found on the CLDA, I'm going to connect with them right away to do work for us in another city. And we do this every day, all year long. So, and I'm just one small company. There's all these other companies that do this as well. So it's a good place to find people and it's a good place to be found.
Mhm. That's why it's important to make sure that you have your profile updated. And I will say, make sure you have your logo up there too, because if you go to the profiles now, say it again.
They're where?
Oh, you're not talking to me. Oh, I was gonna say, if you go to all the profiles now, you'll see like the majority of the companies.
By Air France and all that.
The majority of the companies don't have their logos up there.
Who
So
doesn't?
right now, if you have your logo up there,
Okay.
it will help you
Thank you,
stick
ma'am.
out.
Well, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Okay, so did y'all get that? Just about updating your profile?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I would also, and I would allow Roslyn and Joel to join me on this, but I would seek out all of the board members on LinkedIn and connect with each of them. As people you like to meet, they are leaders in the industry. They've been involved in CLDA for a long time. They've been involved in the industry for a long time. So I would invite you to connect with them as someone you want to meet so that you can get within that network.
And Miss Megan and Miss Rosin, I got my last question. I'm sorry that I'm asking. But are you guys heavily on what you call it? Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the other things? Because I'm old school. Like I got some of my clients by doing old school mailing. But or is it best to do it online instead of just doing old school mailing and calling?
Well, that's a good question because that's probably gonna go into what I'm about to talk about. But yes, we are social. We are on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, in the process of Instagram. But yeah, you always want to meet your clients where they are. If they're on LinkedIn, which you're always going to have your C-level executives, your decision makers, they're always going to be on LinkedIn. So you want to make sure you're there. And I understand a lot of people want to stay with the old school way, which it works sometimes, but then you have like the generation like me, a little bit younger as well, that, we're on social media, so you got to meet me where I'm at. And just like, honestly, I don't even check my mail that often. I'm not even the one that checks my mail. So
Oh
that
God.
answers your question.
Okay.
I'm not even the one that checks it.
I'm really behind time then. Okay.
Not really, but that's a good question, and I'm glad that you asked. Yeah. So, and I'm challenging everybody on this call, if you are not following me and CLDA or any of the board members, follow me by the end of the day. I need to see some notifications of a new connect from you. Okay, and make sure you're following CLDA. And when you follow CLDA, you'll go to the page, and right at the top right-hand corner, it'll be a little bell. Click the bell, so then that way you'll get all of our notifications, so you won't miss anything. Deal? Look, that's what I always tell my son, deal? Yeah, but yeah. Oh, this is my turn. Okay, this is me. I'm Rosalind Ellerby. I'm the CEO and founder of Express Errands and Courier, also co-chair on the membership committee and co-chair on the marketing committee. And you know what else? With all these committees, I invite you to join a committee too. It's always good to get people involved. And if you didn't know, just volunteering, it's very helpful, and it helps your business. It helps knowledge-wise, relationship-wise. But I will say that membership, we need some more people. All of our committees, we do. We have the membership committee, we have the marketing committee, we have education committee, we have FMF committee, we have the government affairs committee. You just find one that, maybe resonates with you or you're passionate about, and go to the website and you click on the, I think it's under About Us and then Committees, and then you can see all of our committees there, and you could join. You just fill out your application and Amanda will get back with you. But yeah, it's always good to get involved and to be a part of the association. And I would say getting involved helped me too. It helps me with the knowledge. It helped me with relationships. And even I'm bumping shoulders with other industry leaders. So I highly recommend to get involved, just out here in the association. Another thing I want to talk about too is the advocacy. You know, a lot of people just kind of like overlook that. And I'm just telling you now, there's a few things that you would want to do, and you want to donate every year, because for one, we are actually doing all the not physical fighting, but fighting for courier rights, rules, regulations, things like that in Capitol Hill. And in order to do that, it takes a little income. And even if you could just donate $20, you know, one time, I challenge you to just donate something. And on top of that, I will tell you, when you donate, you do get a special reception at FMF, and you get like a little bit of marketing. Your name gets on the board as the advocacy donor. But the most important part is it's going to help you, it's going to help your company, it's going to help everybody here on the supply chain. So just donate something. It'd be nice if you could donate, you know, on a monthly basis, but even something as small as $25. And there's a QR code right there to make it easy for you. And then I'm not saying that you get free marketing with it, but you know, you do get your name listed at FMF on what is it called? Like I don't know, it's just advertised there because my name is always there. And I'm always recognized as a advocacy donor. Another thing I want to talk about is our member benefit program. And if you didn't know, which you may not have known because some of you all don't have an ambassador, we have discount programs going on. And let me see, I have them wrote down here. So we have discounts through Batteries Plus, HP, Hertz, My Auto Loan, Tire Buyer, Verizon Business, Robinson fuel program. It says up to 20% off of fuel prices. But yeah, so we have so many different companies, and we're adding more all the time. So just make sure you go in there and utilize that. This is what your membership pays for. It doesn't pay for you just to go to the FMF. It pays for all of this. And again, you know, it's not just for you. You pay the one membership and you sign up everybody in your company so that they could have access to. Another point I want to talk about is also the resource center. That gets overlooked. I know we talked about it. Carl said that he wasn't able to download, but if you go into the resource center, let's just say you want to know the best way to, or maybe even the best dispatch software to optimize routes, you know, with AI, I don't know, just making something up. But go inside the resource center. There is so many videos in there, and you could find something that's going to help you. And those videos usually are webinars, they're keynotes, they're just any kind of, you know, I don't know, maybe a virtual roundtable, but it's education, and it's going to help you grow yourself and your company. And most importantly, hey, what I tell everybody that I'm an ambassador for, as soon as you watch that video, I go right over to LinkedIn, follow those people and say, hey, I just watched the video, and that's opening the door. Okay, so building a relationship. But yeah, so don't overlook the resource center. And also in the resource center, we have all of our past magazines. So we sunset our magazine now. We don't actually do it anymore, but all of our past issues are there. And if you look at the one for last winter, that's gonna be the one I was in. So, but yeah, so go there. There's a lot of information there too. Pretty much if you look at the cover of the magazine, it's going to kind of tell you about what's in there. And it's so much resources. And I'm telling you, the first thing you do is any article that you read in the magazine, I immediately go over to LinkedIn and I congratulate the person. Like, hey, I just read your article in maybe June 1986 edition, I don't know. And, you know, and then just kind of strike up a conversation there. And it's all about building relationships. So we talked about the advocacy, we talked about the committees, the benefits, and let's see. I want to think that that's all I had to talk about. So I'm going to open the floor for you all to ask me any questions.
Thanks, Rosalind. Just to give people time to either put their questions in the chat or think of what they want to ask. Everything that Rosalind mentioned today, I will include in a follow-up email. So don't worry if you missed it. I'll include the videos, you know, accessing the resources she's talked about, the member benefit partner program that she mentioned so that you can access that. You don't have to, you just have to, as a member, you get access to those special links that allow you to do that. I'll send stuff about advocacy, and volunteering on any of our committees as well. So just so you know, you don't have to write all of that down. I will send it in a follow-up email for you.
Yes, Ms. Rosalind, what was your biggest challenge getting started in probably your first 3 or 4 years? And what would you tell me as going on 5 years, the best way to go about this?
First off, I ain't know prices. I didn't know how to get business. And I would say that get out here and ask questions. And you ask, whatever it is for your area, because, rates would be different, but any questions that you have, find somebody like your ambassador or somebody here on the association, like Joel said, reach out to any one of us. But I would say my biggest challenge is just not knowing how much to charge. But the good thing is I was overcharging.
That's
So
a great thing.
yeah, my last business coach, which John Binko, he was saying, I don't even know how the people were paying you. He said, but go ahead, So eventually I got my prices right. And then I didn't know how to position businesses for opportunities. Because at the time I was, just used to doing the gig work. So you're just using an app. And I didn't even know what a 3PL was. I didn't even realize that they were the middleman to what I was trying to do. So just, I would say just getting to the point of knowing how to get direct contracts and skip the middleman. That was major once I learned that.
Nice.
Bernard, do you have your hand up?
Yes. My question was about the committee. I just wanted to know with all the different types of committees they have. Like, is all the committees, like some of them seasonal and some of them all year round? I did join for the FMF committee, but I just wanted to know, like, if some of them like seasonal and some of them all year round. And then I had another question. I just forgot, but that was my main question on that one.
Okay, well, I'll answer that question, and then if you can remember, just let me know. But to answer your question is, usually is all year round. However, FMF is different, so we don't do all 12 months. So if nobody reached out to you, we're just in the process of changing over our membership directors. So it might have just got lost somewhere. And now that we know, we'll make sure we go look for it because, hey, we always need help with FMF.
Right. Now I do remember my other question. My other question was, whenever I get a chance, I don't know my ambassador, I can't remember, but whoever is my ambassador, I'm probably going to look into the website and figure out who it is, but can my ambassador reach out to me?
Okay, I put that on my list.
All right, thanks.
Oh, I do want to add too that most of our committees meet bi-weekly or monthly, depending on the committee and depending on the urgency. And then in addition to sometimes committees will throw out a task force here and there, just depending on what we may need. But usually it's monthly and bi-weekly, depending on the season and what it is. So if we're going into membership renewal, and with the membership committee, we'll be meeting more often. Going into FMF, same thing, maybe like right now we're meeting once a month, but as we get closer to FMF, we will meet more frequently.
All right, and one more thing. So it'll be the meeting up will be something like this online.
Say it again.
The meetup will be online.
Yes. It'll be a Zoom link.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get a calendar invite and all that stuff, so you'll know for sure where to go.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, what other questions does anybody have?
I have a
Really
question.
quickly.
Oh, sorry.
I was
Can you
just gonna-
guys hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Roslyn, I just went on to LinkedIn and clicked follow.
Okay.
But I was going to send a message, but for some reason it's not allowing me to. It says CEO and founder.
Yeah, let me see.
Entrepreneur, Christine Johnson. Also, is there, in terms of, I'm like brand new. I mean, my LLC is a year old, but I started out with gig work like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, and all that kind of thing back in 2017. Like I said, I'm a member of the CBA with Dayron Myers over here in Baltimore, Maryland. Um, and he mentioned Joel as well, and I mentioned that to Joel when we were at the Connect. Uh, and I'm brand new to the LLC, finding out that, there's a lot of tax stuff and business related stuff. So that information it's that available to us in the CLD. I didn't get a chance to look at all the webinar information, but I did save some to my portal. Um, just trying to make sure I get the business side of things done
Oh,
correctly.
great question, Christine. And guess what? You have the best person on the phone. Joel does taxes.
I was going to tell Christine she can reach out to me.
Yes.
That's what we talked about. It's not just about what's taking place on this call.
Right.
After this call, you have questions. You want to reach out to any member in the organization, and they're going to give you answers if they know the answers. Christine, I'm happy to help you with your conversation about statuses and LLCs and whatnot. And there is some information in the resource center as well. I don't know what's specifically in there related to taxes at the moment, but there's documents in there like best practices of how to do this type of document or contract or whatever. And if you haven't looked at the resource center, I encourage you to do so. Amanda can always help you as well if you write to her about where to find things, or some other people on the staff can help you find things on the website. But like I said in the opening, please don't hesitate to ask questions. Somebody's apologized for asking questions. Don't apologize for asking questions. We all ask questions. I'm still asking questions. Don't apologize. Say, hey, when you have a moment, I have some questions, and reach out to people in the industry. That's why everybody is part of this organization. They want to get knowledge and they want to share knowledge. It's all about, the connections that we all have. So please network with everybody.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, that's what I did. I hit follow instead of connect. That's what it is.
Okay, good.
I've got to apologize. I have to run to a 2:00 meeting, so you guys can continue. But I think this was a great webinar. I thank everybody for joining as a new member. And please, involve yourself, make use of your membership. It's so valuable if you use it. If you don't use it, it's like anything, then why did you join? But if you use it, you're going to get your value out of it. Several members talked about the investment. Remember, you're going to get something out of it if you get involved and you use your membership. So I thank you. I'm sorry I have to run, but
thank you, Joel.
We're here for everybody.
Well, yeah, we can go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. It is 2:00, and I want to be respectful for everybody's time here, and maybe get one more minute if anybody has any more questions they need to ask.
Well, my last thing is I want to say thank you to you, Megan, and the guy that's left. Thank you for enlightening us. But if you guys know anything that can help me, I left my email in the chat. And I wish everybody great business, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Carl. And thank everybody for coming.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Carl. And thanks, guys.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Yes. Bernard, you want to
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to talk to everyone too. I do have one more question. I just want to ask about the gig space. Is the gig space like where it helps you get gig work, or it helps you get like set up your drivers? I just want a little bit more about the gig space.
Megan will reach out to you.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank everybody for their time, and I appreciate this welcome. Glad to be a part of CLDA.
All right. I'll see some of y'all in Austin. If not, I'll see you FMF, and I should be seeing everybody on LinkedIn, right? Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Guys.